Good morning. It's Friday, the 4th of May 2018. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom talk. Now, 4th of May, is that the Star Wars thing? May the 4th be with you. Is that where all the Star Wars fans say it's the day, May the 4th be with you? I can't remember, I'm not sure anymore. I was never really into Star Wars myself. I'm a Star Trek man. Do 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 ba 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 do do. I love it. We do like a bit of Star Trek. New series coming next year. Star Trek Discovery now on Netflix. Oh, I've got another Netflix recommendation for you. Can't remember if I've mentioned this before. I'm sure I have, probably, actually. But, I'm a big fan of Netflix. Anne with an E. Anne with an E. Now, I recommended my mate to watch it. And I put about 20 seconds on for him before I kicked him out of the house the other day. And he didn't take to it. And he said, I might try. Is that show at all? What's it like? Is it like Little House on the Prairie? And the answer to that would be yes. Okay? That's the best way I can describe it. So on Netflix, the programme Anne with an E, okay, is very much like Little House on the Prairie. Oh, I love the music, don't you? Da, 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 and they come running over that hill. Apparently, my mate was telling me one of the girls, I think the youngest one, that was on Little House on the Prairie is on something called The Housewives of something or other. I'm not quite sure exactly which one it is. The Housewives or something, which is not my cup of tea. It's like all these women that are sitting there cackling away about who they've slept with and who they've divorced and how much money they've got. It's one of those sort of programs. Not my cup of tea at all. I do like a story. So highly recommended if you like Little House on the Prairie. Watch Anne with an E, now available on the Netflix. All right, who's with us this morning on Periscope? Hello to Anissa. Wants to know if it's live or recorded. Have a look at the date and the time. Is that what it is at the moment in the UK? If so, you know it's live. If it's another time, you're watching a recording, darling. All right. Good morning to Joanna. It's May the Force be with you. Yeah, I know that's May the Force be with you. I know that, but there's a date in the year that's very similar to that. And I think some of them must be May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Yeah, that makes sense. There's a date in the year that they all get excited about. The Star Wars people. But I don't know why I never took to Star Wars. Good morning to Jay Raz Karki. Good morning, Jay. Must be watching on one of the Learn English Facebook groups. Morning to you, sir. You get the first message in today. It's always a bit of a fight to see who gets the first message in. So you this morning have won the prize. Well, there is no prize. It's just me chatting away as usual. Not about anything that important, I'm afraid. Good morning to SOS Gregorian. No, not fast enough, my friend. Your little fingers will have to move faster over your mouse than that, dear, if you want to be the first in. Adam the Plumber, good morning. Diane Jebse, good morning, Diane. Tom Gully, another fine morning, as indeed it is here. It's beautiful again. The sun's out. We're looking for another nice day. I need to do some gardening. Talking of which, last night I did gardening. I like nighttime gardening. Anyone do that? When you go out there and it's, sort of twilight dark. I've got lights out the back as well, so I could do it, in the pitch black if I wanted to. And I last year, if you were with the show last year, you may remember I had these hanging baskets and I had trailing apricot begonias. And they were beautiful. Apparently, begonias are no good to bees. Did you know that? No good to bees at all. There's nothing in there to get them little bees eating away. Nothing in begonias. But anyway, that's what I had last year. And I thought, and these things come, they're like tubers, which is like elongated bulbs. So you put them in, water them, and they come out and produce these beautiful begonias. That's what I did last year. I had the idea that I would keep them going so I could use them again this year. No need to buy them again, right? So what I did is I took them down and I put them in my lean-to shed and let them dry out over the winter in the earth, so that was fine. Now, a few weeks ago, I brought them back out. And I put them just outside on the floor in the garden. They were as dry as anything. I thought, I'll deal with those at some point. Last night, I decided to do that, and I thought, well, I better change the earth in there. So I'll tip up the baskets, empty the tubers from last year, and then replant them in new earth. So I tipped up the baskets, emptied the earth. There's nothing there. Where have the tubers gone? It's all very strange and mysterious. Where are the tubers? I thought isn't that what you do? You let them dry out. I tipped up the earth. There is only earth. That's every single one of them. All 5 baskets. So I'm going to have to buy them all over again. Most disappointing. I thought I was going to save myself a few quid there. No, gone. Just dust. Dust to dust, and to dust thou shalt return. That's what the priest says at people's funerals. Well, that's what happened to my tubers. Gone. Where have the tubers gone? Very, very strange. Maybe I've got that completely wrong. Does anyone know? Please put a message on here and I'll read it out for you, okay? Good morning to Juan. When then heavens will we be able to come across in one another's paths? I do not know, Juan. Who knows if that will ever happen? But it might. It's happened to a few people. I've bumped into them in the street, dear. At those times, I would bump into them and they would fall over. I was so fat. Not anymore. They knocked me over now. Someone said I was disappearing yesterday. I'm disappearing before your very eyes. Thank you. Thank you. Evan says, may the 4th be with you. May the 4th. So it's May the 4th, isn't it? It is May the 4th. I'm sorry, it is May the 4th, isn't it? I thought it was June for a moment then. It is May the 4th. So that is correct. That is correct. I thought so. Today is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Da, 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 da. I gather there's at the Royal Albert Hall, I think it's next Friday and Saturday. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank the 11th and 12th of May. If you're interested, at the Royal Albert Hall, they've got some space concert going on. Which I think is basically music from films and TV shows at the Royal Albert Hall, played by an orchestra with flashing lights. Now, I went to see Classical Spectacular there. I think it was last year I went to see that, as well as the usual last night of the proms. I was lucky enough to get tickets for that last year. But I saw Classical Spectacular at the Royal Albert Hall last year, and that was really good. So Space Spectacular, I would assume, will be just as good. So that's on next week. If you want tickets for that at the Royal Albert Hall, I'm sure they'll do Star Wars. Da, 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 da. Wonder why I didn't really like that. I didn't dislike it. I just didn't take to it for some reason. Oh, well, one of those things, isn't it? Good morning to Andy Baker. Kate Bush sung Running Over That Hill. I remember that. I wasn't a fan of that song. I liked Wuthering Heights and Babushka. Oh, Babushka, 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 yay, yay. Oh, that's quite a nice one, isn't it? Babushka. Yes, Evan is a staunch Star Trek fan. Oh, he's been to 30 conventions. I've seen Star Trek Discovery and it's the biggest letdown ever. Oh, you didn't enjoy it? I did. I thought it was excellent. So much better than Enterprise. Enterprise was the biggest pile of rubbish ever. I love Discovery. That's the new one, isn't it? On the Netflix. Oh, yes. With the very dodgy captain as well, didn't we? Who's my favourite one on the new Discovery? I do have a favourite character on there. Can't remember. Oh, yes. The lady of Asian appearance. The Emperor. I think she's fab. The Emperor. The Emperor on Star Trek is absolutely fantastic. Love it on Star Trek Netflix. I'm surprised you didn't like that. Oh, well. Andy says they put down the first season of Love Island on Netflix. Oh, no, thank you, Andy. I can't think of anything worse. Love Island, all it is young people doing it. That's it. And then rowing with the person they're doing it with, going off and doing it with someone else and being nasty to the original one. That's it. That is the entire basis of that show. People doing it with each other and then shouting and screaming and swearing. Ghastly people. You wouldn't want to know these people. They're just awful. Awful. Thank you. Evan's got 3 beehives. Oh, well, that's a bit of good you're doing to the world, isn't it? But I don't think they like begonias. I'm sure they don't like begonias for some reason. Good morning to Sanmi. Morning, Sammy. Juan, There we are, where we are. And good morning to Colin this morning, and Diane Jebb is there as well. I might have read you twice today, Diane. Good morning, Diane. Twice is better than one, isn't it? So I had a fantastic afternoon yesterday at the Grove in Watford, which is like a country estate type place. I took my mate there for his birthday for afternoon tea, and they remembered us from last time. How fantastic is that? Hello, nice to see you again, sir. And it's all very posh there, dear. Oh, 5 stars plus. You know, you pull up, bloke opens the door to eat, and of course Ronnie has to have all the attention, doesn't he? All the treatment. Now, when he we go together, when he takes me there, he won't open the door for me or anything. No, just get out the door yourself. Me is, can you drive up to the door so that they open the door for me? Oh my God, blimey! So I did, there I am in my little Toyota RAV4. Oh, it's not little, but it's clean. My Toyota RAV4, surrounded by BMWs and Mercedes and Range Rovers and all this business. You see, I don't need a label on a car. As long as it gets me from A to B reliably and safely, I'm not bothered about a label on the car. Although there is a car I do quite like, the Audi A7. Oh, that's a big... Look at the face. That is a machine. The Audi A7. Have you seen them? The great big face they've got, but I don't think it would go in my garage. And I like to keep the car in the garage. My dad was always the same. I used to laugh at my dad because we had a garage it wasn't really near our flat in Roehampton, our masonette in Roehampton. So it was, I suppose, about an 8-minute walk from our house to the garage. And I used to laugh at my dad. Now I do it myself. Funny, isn't it? Why don't you just leave it downstairs, Dad? Because in those days, in the 1970s, there was plenty of places to park. Not everyone had a car. We had a car. I think my dad bought his first car, I think around about 1968, 1969, somewhere like that. And I remember the day. It was a green MG XAN 720. Yes. And I remember. And Mum was looking over the balcony and the car arrived. Quick, Christopher and Sharon. Here's Daddy with his new car. And we ran down the stairs and we went for a ride in his car. MG XAN 720. And never forget. We used to go everywhere in this. Always on a Sunday, my mum and dad would take us out, for a little outing, me and my sister. Like somewhere like Box Hill, Epsom Downs, Leaf Hill we went to, and Guildford Lido and Brooklesham Bay. They were our 5 main places that we used to go to. And Richmond Park, which was when we moved to Roehampton in 1969. That was a favourite place to go as well, Richmond Park, which is nice. One had an old Mobile Vista Cruiser. I don't even know what that is, a Mobile Vista Cruiser. Sounds nice. So that was that car. Yeah, nice. I've got a Toyota, as I say, a RAV4, and that does me. Anyway, so we had this. I didn't have any champagne. Usually have a glass of champagne with an afternoon tea. I didn't have any last night, yesterday afternoon, because I was driving. I won't touch a drop. Well, I won't touch a drop if I'm driving at all. We got served by a young lady called Olivia, who looked after us last year as well as her another couple of staff, but she was like the main person, and she's just so nice. She's so nice. They sit there, they talk to you, and the sandwiches and the cakes just kept coming as much as you want. I had far too much to eat. We had 2 lots of sandwiches. To be honest, when I say 2 lots of sandwiches, they're not like massive amounts. They're like little finger sandwiches, you see. So you get 4 of those, and then you have another 4 if you want them. And I said, do you want some more sandwiches? Yes, please. We'll have another plate. Actually, didn't need that. Then we had the scones, and we had the cakes, plenty of tea. And by the end of it, I must say, I was stuffed. I was absolutely stuffed. And we had a lovely time. We had a little walk round afterwards. We took some photographs. If you want to see those, go on my Facebook wall, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. All right. And at the top there, somewhere near the top, photos, look for the photo album entitled Afternoon Tea at the Grove, 3rd of May 2018, and there's all the photographs we took yesterday. We didn't do a video because we've been there, of course, before and done a video, and at the risk of repeating yourself, you don't want to see the same thing all the time. So I just did pictures. He did some pictures as well, and I did some pictures. And once again, you can see those on my Facebook wall, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Click on photos, and I think it's probably the first album you come to, but if it's not, just look for The Grove, 3rd of May 2018, and you'll see all the photographs there, okay? Claire says Leaf Hill, Box Hill. Box Hill was another one. Yes, we used to go there all the time. Richmond Park, all my favourite places to walk my dogs. Oh, bless. It is nice walking, isn't it? From where I live here, I can walk less than 10 minutes from my house. I have to cross a busy road to get to it, and then I'm in the forest. It's a lovely, lovely forest, just a few moments away from where I live. It really is beautiful to walk in there, and of course, the further in you go, you can't hear the traffic at all. Just fantastic. I love going there. So that was our day at the Grove. Highly recommended if you want a little afternoon away, something like that. It's really nice. Really nice. Good morning, Angela. Angela's in Melbourne in Australia. And Angela says, my friend is from Essex. I don't know too many people in Essex. Is that her name there? Leslie Bold. Oh, I don't know. Essex is a big place. It's like, sometimes people say, oh, I know someone in Australia. I don't know. Ooh, Mark Edwards. Do you know them? Well, of course I don't. There's millions of people in Australia. Essex is all right. Good morning to Marcos. I think you're new today, aren't you, Marcos? Welcome along to the show. He's in Leeds. First time tuning in. Love it so far. Thank you, Marcos. We've been here about 13 years, believe it or not. I've been chatting to myself now for 13 years for some because it's easier to talk to myself than it is to anyone else, to be honest. Good morning to N this morning. Good morning, N, who says, I've got nothing to say to you right now except feature more 80s Euro Britpop and cheers. Well, we don't do music on this show, do we? We don't do music on the show, N. You should know that by now. You've been watching long enough via Periscope, haven't you? Although, talking of music, I was going to have a little bet on the Eurovision Song Contest, which is on in, I think, 2 weeks' time. Now, and I looked at what the favourite was. I haven't really heard any of the songs other than our own one, to be honest. And the favourite song is the Israel song. Now, I thought I'd look it up. And this is the favourite. Let me play a bit to you.
I don't care about your modern time preacher. Welcome, boys, too much noise, I will teach ya. Pum, pum, po.
What do you reckon on this, eh? Have a listen.
Hey, I think you forgot that I play. My teddy bear's running away. The Barbie got something to say. Hey, 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 hey.
The visuals are very, very odd, I must say. And
you're stupid just like you're smart. Wonder Woman, don't you ever forget. You're divine and
what do you reckon on this, eh? Any idea?
I'm not your toy.
Don't get it. And that is the favourite. And I'm sorry, it's not doing anything for me at all. I certainly don't want to bet on that. She's an odd-looking character, strangely enough. The video's sort of all over the place a bit. That is the favourite. That's the favourite. So I thought, well, I don't really want to place a bet on that one because I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Claire doesn't like it. She says, bring back Cliff Richard. Absolutely. Power to all our friends. Do the people that never end. Do you remember that? Or Lulu. La la la, boom bang a bang, when you are there. Juan says it's electronica dance music, is it? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Marcus says it's duck language. It is duck language. It's the weirdest song ever. Evan says it sounds a bit like Amy Winehouse. She does, yeah, but the song, And nothing wrong with her singing. The song is just ghastly. I wonder if it'll work. Joanna doesn't like it either. No, I'm not going to put any money on that. You can't put money on just because it's a favourite song, can you? You've got to believe that it's going to work. I did win a load of money once, 460 quid actually, on the Rise Like a Phoenix. I heard that and I just knew that was going to win. And I put £100 on actually. I went in there and she said, "How much do you want to put on?" You know, the glasses one. How much do you want to put on? Probably thought I was going to say 10 grand. Oh, £100. And then she looked up and she had to make a phone call before she took the bet off me. I don't know why. Probably thought I was money laundering or something like that. I don't know. But I won 460 quid on that. But this one, it just sounds odd, doesn't it? That Israeli song. If you get a chance, watch the whole thing. Just type in Eurovision 2018 Israel. Watch the whole thing because it's visual as well. And no, it's not doing it for me, that one. Thank you. Dino says, I think this year is the strongest year so far. For who, Dino? What, for a particular country or the Eurovision thing as a whole? Because I don't like the favourite song is the Israeli one, and it's not doing anything for me, really. You know, and I love Israel. I've been to Israel, as you well know. I love it. Oh, my God. What a country. Friendly people. And whatever religion you are, it's there. You go to Israel, Jerusalem, you're there. You're there at the place where all these books tell you stuff is supposed to have happened. Wonderful. Oh, it's wonderful. Okay, so you like the Eurovision as a whole. Yeah, I quite like our song. I must say, I do like our song, but it was something like 52-1. It's probably got no chance of winning whatsoever, our song. But certainly the Israeli one isn't doing it for me, and that's supposed to be the favourite. Juan says, I've never had money laundered in my life. No, you don't want to do that because you can lose some of it down the little tubes in the washing machine. Good morning to Musta. Welcome to the show, Musta. Andy says, Johnny Logan was good. Absolutely. I've been waiting such a long time, looking out for you, but you're not there. What's another year? Yeah, we love Johnny Logan. He did it about 3 times, didn't he? Was it something like 3 times? It's a dance year for Eurovision. Yeah, well, I suppose so, but I'm not keen on... Do you like the Israeli one, Dino? To be honest, it's only that and the English one I've listened to. I think a lot of people listen to all the songs, don't they, several times before the actual show happens. And then when you watch the show, it kind of spoils it a bit. I like to turn it on that Saturday night, usually the next day, actually, because I'm usually at work at that night. But I like to turn it on the next day and then watch the thing from start to finish. If I've watched all the songs before, it spoils it a bit. For me, anyway. And you've got the semi-finals as well. Claire, Rise Like a Phoenix was fantastic. Love Portugal as you were, The Colour of Your Love. Yes, and in fact, the winner last year didn't like that either. Really weird. Weird bloke. Portugal, like this or that with his hands. And it was a bit dreary and sad. You know, a bit like singing boring ballads at karaoke nights, to be honest. People do choose depressing ballads just because they want to sing them. They don't think of the crowd in front of them. Let me tell you, when you do a nice upbeat number at a karaoke, you can get the crowd going. You rarely get the crowd going with a ballad. Very rarely. Even if you're fantastic at it. What about everyone watching you? You don't think of that, do you? Oh, no, I like this song, so I will sing it. A bit like that, isn't it? Good. Let's have a look. Oh, Dino hates the Israel one as well. Yeah, I'm not keen on it at all, Dino. Yet it is the favourite, as I say. So that's the Israel thing on the song contest. Let's have a look here now. I've written something down here. I can't read my own writing. Hang on a minute. Let's have a look. So I told you about the Grove where we went to yesterday. Came back here, had a little sleep, got up, and I was already hungry again. That's the weird thing about it. I had a lot of sandwiches and cakes. Lots of sandwiches and cake. Got up. So I had already done campfire stew, which is a very spicy vegetable thing that I do, and it's all done in the slow cooker. I get about 8 meals out of this slow cooker. So I put that on the plate, and I've done the rice, and I put it on. I think I put too much of something. It was burning the back of my throat as it went down. So, and it's either, what's your money on? It was either too much paprika, because it has chili and garlic, bit of cumin, bit of coriander, bit of paprika. They're the spices in there. All right? Now, there was certainly no more chili than usual and no more garlic than usual. Cumin, I've cut right down on cumin because you put too much of that in and it stinks the house out. It's awful stuff. So I just put a little bit of that in. I put a couple of teaspoons of coriander. I think it's either the paprika or Frank's hot sauce. I might have put too much of that in. Or too much Leigh and Perrins. What's your money on? Any idea? It was really hot. I was sweating like anything yesterday while I was eating that. Most enjoyable, I have to say. I do like a spicy food like that. But it was blowing my head off last night while I'm sitting there watching the telly. So it was either too much paprika, too much of Frank's hot sauce, or too much Leigh and Perrins. What's your money on? Any idea? You reckon it's too much Frank's hot sauce, do you? Yeah, I did put more of that then than I used to. Paprika isn't hot. Okay, let's cross that out. So too much of Frank's hot sauce. I think you're probably right. It does say a dash. Well, I put more than a dash in. Oh, it was burning. Is that all right for you if it feels like it's burning the back of your throat? It wasn't over hot or anything like that. So I had that last night, and then I walked over to my mate's house to watch Benidorm, and I have to say, my stomach was bursting last night. I thought I was going to have to lay down somewhere on the way there. I'd eaten so much. You see, it's sin-free campfire stew, so you can have as much as you want of it with rice or something else. So I had a load of that. And, I did feel ever so fat walking up my mate's house last night. We had a cup of tea and watched the last episode of Benidorm, which was hilarious. I don't know if you've seen the last episode of Benidorm yet, but there was a lady on a check-in desk in the airport in Alicante. It's a comedy program, Benidorm, and she was just perfect. She was the perfect bitch check-in desk lady. She had me in absolute stitches. She was vile to the customers, absolutely vile. She was like the typical Ryanair check-in lady, because I had one of those once, and I never ever flew Ryanair again. She was bloody rude, really rude, and of course, the odds are stacked in their favour, not yours, in their favour. Rude. And this woman on Benidorm last night was just like her, but much worse. Hilarious. Did anyone see it? She had her hair done up like this and a really stern face. So that was Benidorm. We watched that last night. Then I walked back, and I felt better once I'd walked, because a few hours had passed. So the dinner had clearly gone down a little bit further. And that's it, really. That was my day yesterday. I didn't get down to Mrs. Tahid yet. I've got to take I'm going to sneeze. I've got to take one of my jackets in. It's got a bit of lipstick stuck on it. 1 minute. Excuse me. Oh, dear me. Excuse me. Marcos says the food sounds amazing. Or is that Benidorm? I'm not quite sure. Was it Claire Sweeney? Yes, I think it was. I do believe it was Claire Sweeney who played that character. Hilarious. It was economy checkout, girls, down to a tick. Now, if you're flying business or first, they're not like that. Let me tell you that now. They are not like that. They cannot do enough for you if you ever fly in the business or first. I've never flown first. I've flown business a couple of times. Save up the money. That's how we're going to Vegas. Oh, yes. I'm not sticking my nephew in economy. I wouldn't do that to him. No, we got the button to go to sleep and everything. Blooming one thing. So 11 hours flying up there in a tiny little metal tube in the sky. British Airways. Oh, we know you're treated well, and you can take loads of shopping with you. Shopping, luggage, whatever you want with you. Oh, it's lovely. Marcos. Oh, I'll have to send us your address, Marcos. I'll send you some up my campfire stew up there, shall I? Yeah, I think so. Okay, some news stories for you this morning, boys and girls. Check this out. There's outrage. There's outrage in the Daily Mail this morning as government website for job seeker hostess an advert for naked cleaners, with applicants asked to bring rubber gloves and a smile. Oh yes, a government website advertised jobs for naked cleaners in a move one MP has called appalling exploitation, it revealed last night. Why is it exploitation? It's only exploitation if you take the job and you don't want to do it. It's a job. You know, why is it exploitation? It says applicants should bring rubber gloves and a smile, according to the job listing. A job seeker mistakenly clicked on the X-rated Fantasy Cleans advert entitled Flash, thinking it referred to a cleaning product. The listing has been posted on government site Universal Job Match, the Daily Mirror reported, for £25 to £100 an hour. Now, come on, boys and girls, wouldn't you get your kit off for £100 an hour just for doing a bit of dusting and hoovering, dear? Mind you, be very careful of the end of that hoover. Some of those hoovers can suck very hard and you don't know what will disappear up it, my loves. Very dangerous. Applicants could become cleaners with a difference, the advert stated. And, it included a picture of a scantily clad blonde lady washing the floor with a scrubbing brush and was listed alongside job adverts for the NHS and British Airways. Successful applicants could expect to dress up in outfits of the client's choice, meaning they may be fully clothed in lingerie or naked. Clients may also be naked during the 9 to 5:30 p.m. slots Monday to Friday and by special appointment during weekends. The job seeker from Yorkshire, oh you sad old cow, notified her MP, Labour's Naz Shah, who said that because the site is monitored by Job Centre Plus staff and benefits can be taken from people if they don't use it enough, some might be pressured into this kind of work. It's a job, for Christ's sake. No one's being pressured. No one's dragging you kicking and screaming into the organisation. Get your kit off and start cleaning. No, it's their choice. What is your problem? There's a site for blokes as well. I take it you do know that. Thicko. It's the normalisation of... How is it sex work to be cleaning something naked? It's not sex work. And the exploitation of the vulnerable. Probably what it is, the Labour MP Naz Shah. Now, is that a bloke's name or a girl's name? Naz. Don't know. Anyway, it's the normalisation of sex work and exploitation of the vulnerable. My staff were absolutely appalled, Miss Shah. It's Miss Shah told the Mirror. Well, why are you appalled? Is it because you're not good looking enough to go in for that job? Is that what it is, love? Eh? Is that what it is, dear? No. Why can't you mind your own business, dear? No one's asking you to do the job. You've got to reply to them. They're not going to come round your house and drag you out. Get on with that cleaning and get your clothes off. Is there a picture of Naz Shah? Let me see if there's a picture of them. I bet she wouldn't even be asked. And I do know there are men naked cleaners. I've seen that advertised as well. So don't come out with the old sexism crap like some of you usually do. The advert reads, fantasy cleaners want bubbly, chatty and friendly, house-proud girls and guys. There you go, girls and guys. Did you hear that, dear? Guys. Besides, I wouldn't want you around my ass cleaning, whether you're pretty or not. Because you won't have a sense of humour, will you, my love? You'll just sit there criticising everything. You must be comfortable being naked around people. Wow. I've been naked around people once or twice myself. Several of them, actually. Must be able to clean and iron to a good standard. The website is being replaced in 2 weeks by a service called Find a Job. Department of Work and Pensions says, we have... Oh, boring. Oh, boring. You've succumbed to her moans, have you? The Department for Work and Pensions says, we have removed the job advert for breaching job match terms and conditions. Fantasy Cleans was unavailable for comment. Its website states that it does not offer sexual services. Oh, honestly, there's so many boring people. They take the fun out of life, don't they? You know. Come on, lads. Who wants some half-clothed or naked woman cleaning their house? And girls, who wants a fella naked cleaning their... I'd come and clean your house naked, £200 an hour. How's that? Who's going to pay me? Come on. Who's going to pay me? 200. I am now offering my service. There you go. Naz Shah. If you're watching this extensively popular programme of at least 8 million viewers at the moment, do you want me to come and clean your house naked? I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. Just £200 an hour. Bargain. Who's going to put them in? Who's going to get me to do that? Hang on a minute. Angela says, please do not apply for that job, Chris. Why is that, Angela? Are you suggesting that I haven't got the body to do a job like that? I am offended. How awful. Juan, are these blokes broke people? They just complain and complain with rebel yell like Billy Idol says. They want more, more, more. Da, 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 da. Oh, God. I give up with it. I really give up with it. Another one here. Now, be afraid. But Joanna's going to pay £200. Joanna, send us your address. I'll pop round tomorrow. Claire will do it. The trouble is, she's a rubbish cleaner. Me too. I'm not a very good cleaner either, my love. I'm really not good at cleaning. Claire is actually tempted by the £100 an hour. All you've got to do, no one's going to touch her. You're just going to go around naked and clean someone's house. Any suggestions? Perhaps there's someone that you'd like to come around naked and clean your house. I'd like to put my hand up and request Cristiano Ronaldo. Thank you very much. Although I think it's probably a little bit less than the money he's on now, isn't it? Eh? Now, how about this? Be afraid of this one. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's a beetle. Another story in this morning's Daily Mail. Researchers in Singapore have managed to control the flight paths of an adult male torquata beetle by implanting electrodes into 4 of their flight muscles and controlling them with tiny backpacks. Oh, I'm not a fan of those great big beetles. Stag beetles. I had one fly in my hair once. I had lovely hair once. Long, floppy hair I had once when I was 18, 20 years old. The insects have essentially been turned into so-called soft robots by embedding them with artificial devices. The researchers use electric pulses to steer them in different directions, and their acceleration could be increased by changing the frequency of the pulses. Oh my God, blimey. You know, if the government don't like you now, they're going to send a load of beetles through your window. Oh, while you're sitting there in bed, they could find a small gap in your wall, climb in and eat you to death. Couldn't you? Instead of imitating the complicated kinetics and mechanics of insect locomotion, a live insect can be directly transformed into a soft robot by embedding it with artificial devices. This is the first demonstration that insect motion can be steered in a desired direction in a consistent way. It shows that truly autonomous bio-hybrid robots, the size of insects, are a real technical possibility. Could it help? Well, in November 2014, researchers fitted cockroaches with electrical backplates with tiny microphones capable of detecting faint sounds. The idea is that cyborg cockroaches, or biobots, could enter crumpled buildings hurt by earthquakes, for example, and help emergency workers find survivors. So, I mean, they do have a good cause as well. If they could do that, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Because, you know, there's plenty of areas in the work that are susceptible to earthquakes and things like that, and buildings tumble down. And is there anyone still dead? Shall we walk away now? Well, you could send these little things in to look for people, I suppose. But I think generally this sort of thing isn't invented to help people. It's usually invented by the war efforts of people so that they can get one over on another country, whoever that is. And I don't know. Could you fit these things with bombs and things like that? Very worrying, very worrying. I don't like the idea of that, to be honest. And says half dialect, half time ward. Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. Weird City Citizen says we've come a long way since weightlifting frogs. And he says if Ray Reynolds came to offer Ryan Reynolds offering his service to clean my house, I wouldn't turn him away. Who's Ryan Reynolds? Do I know him? Let's have a look. Search Google for Ryan. I don't know who that is. One moment. I'll post it in. Who's Ryan Reynolds? Reynolds. A bit quiet this morning, aren't we? Oh, is that him? Yeah. Oh, well. Nah. No, not my cup of tea, Ryan Reynolds. Not really my cup of tea, that one. You know. So that's the Cyborg story. We'll do one more story, boys and girls, because I'm very pleased to announce it's going to be very, very hot on the weekend. 25, 26 degrees centigrade, which is about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. But watch out on those roads. Oh, God, they'll all be travelling away. Bank holiday. We're going to have a nice bank holiday. Millions of Brits in the sun this morning will hit the roads for bank holiday getaways in the sun, sparking a wave of traffic chaos. It'll probably start, actually, let's think. Probably start this afternoon. I should be all right because I'm going in. Fingers crossed, I'll be all right because I'm going into London. But everyone will be coming out. Around 8.5 million cars are predicted to make the journeys this weekend as families kickstart long weekends in sweltering spring temperatures. You can't wait, can you? Can't wait. What a shame it wasn't like this when we was on holiday last week, wasn't it? I just got back this time last week. But I mean, it wasn't freezing cold. We had a bit of rain and it was very windy. We still had a fantastic time, don't get me wrong. It's a shame we didn't have the weather last week, but there you go. One of those things. It says more than 3 million will make a dash for their cars after work on Friday, with a further 2.5 million following on Saturday. Millions more will travel to see friends and family on Sunday and Monday, according to the RAC. Make sure your water is topped up, boys and girls. And if you don't have to, then don't go. Really. There's nothing wrong with staying at home on a bank holiday. There's plenty of places to go. As I mentioned there, you can go to certainly if you're round here, Box Hill, Leaf Hill, any of the places that Claire goes to. If you're lucky, you might bump into Claire. You might bump into Claire who's walking with her dogs, and then you can say, oh, would you come and do some naked cleaning for me? Perhaps Claire, there is an idea for you, Claire, a new job. Not naked cleaning, because you say you're not very good at cleaning. How about naked dog walking? Do you like the sound of that? Claire could come around your house completely naked, pick up your dogs and take them for a walk over the park, naked. Is that an idea for you? How much would you charge for that? It's got to be £100 an hour at least, Claire, isn't it? Oh, one of the other places we used to go to was Oxshott. Oxshott. Now, I think probably that was my favourite of all the sort of leafy places that I go to, or I used to go to. And Oxshott was... It was all trees and grass. And I remember there was a tea place. And it was quite an old place. There was a big tea place. It was like a long hall rather than a shop. It was like a long scout hall. And at one end was this pinball machine that I used to spend ages on this pinball machine. I do like a pinball machine. Not computer games, boring. With a joystick doing it. And a pinball machine, you push the two buttons on either side. Little balls fire out and you have to hit various targets on there. I wasn't very good at it. But I used to enjoy doing it. Used to enjoy doing that. Claire's going to have to think about that, boys and girls. That could be a new thing that's going to be offered on this show. I mean, you might request me to do naked shows on here. Would you like me to do the show completely naked? We might have to find one of the other channels to do. Oh, no, someone's already doing it. Cam 4 do that, don't they? Cam 4. Where you... I think for £1.50 a minute, you can have a private conversation with a girl or boy of your choice, completely naked. I can't see me doing that anymore. Perhaps 10 years ago. All right, 20. Something like that. Me and my mate last night, we were saying, we've known each other now 25 years. So we picked up a glass and said, here's to the next 25 years. At which point, I'll be 80 and he'll be 75. God. Will we make it? I do hope so, dear. And I texted him last night. I texted him a message. Yeah, I'll read the text to you. Here we go. Just a minute. Where is it now? Here's to the next 25 years. Remember this message I sent you on this date. 80 and 75. God's sake, man. Good morning, Steve Murray. Morning, Steve. Are you ready to come back to the karaoke yet, Steve? We are missing you, dear. Maureen misses you especially, I think Maureen. Oh, by the way, Maureen, one of our regular viewers to the show, what I've been doing for about a year or so now, she didn't have internet. So I've been putting the shows on a stick for her and giving them to her each week, sort of 5 or 10 at a time. Maureen has now entered the world of the 21st century and now has YouTube. Good morning, Maureen. So she is now able to watch the show on YouTube. I'm not sure if she watches live or if she watches on the recording later. Because as you know, once the show finishes live, and if you ever know whether the show's live or not, that's the reason the clock's behind me. Look at the clock and look at the date. If that is the date and time in the UK at this moment, and if you're in foreign parts, well, you'll have to do the adjustment. For example, if you're in Melbourne, I think we're about, is it 8 or 9 hours difference in Australia? If it's New York, I think it's about 5 hours, something like that. So do your calculation. There's plenty of, you could look up one of those world clocks. There's loads of those, isn't it? Let's have a look what time it is now. World clock. Let's have a look. World clock. Here we are. World clock. This is good. So in Melbourne, in Australia at the moment, it is... Oh, it's 10 to 7. It's 10 to 7 at night at the moment on Friday in Melbourne. In New York at the moment, it is 4:51 in the morning. Just coming up to 10 to 5 in the morning in New York. Where is everyone else? How great is that? Adam, Chris... Ria Don talk show, if you're going to do it like that. Yeah. Check Greenwich Mean Time. No, we're Greenwich Mean Time +1 at the moment, Juan. We're on British Summertime now, which is Greenwich Mean Time +1. Okay? So that's it. So I can do all the times here. Anyone else from anywhere else? Don't tell us what time. I'll see if I can look it up and if it's the correct time. I want to know that. Well, I want to know that. Where are you, boys and girls? Who's from a long, long way away? Who wants to be a long, long way away? Right, let's do today's birthdays. It's birthday time, gang. We've only got a couple of birthdays today. Happy birthday today to Leigh Breach. Happy birthday, Leigh. A nice young 27 years old. Happy birthday, Leigh. Trindy Aura is 58 years old today. Good morning, Trindy. Trindy Aurora. She's been there for years and years, even older than me by 3 years. Haven't seen you for ages. Hope you're doing well, Trindy. Happy birthday to you. All right. Georgina Britnell is 28 years old today. Happy birthday, Georgina. Dolah Brown is younger than me at 53 years old today. Happy birthday, Dolah. And James, hers birthday as well. Happy birthday, James. Here comes our little song. Blah, blah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. SOS Gregorian says Elton John is going to be going to Armenia for concerts. Oh, that must be before he retires, because he's retiring from music, isn't he, to spend more time with his family. I think he's great, Elton John. I think he's fantastic. I saw him in Las Vegas. How wouldn't it be wonderful to meet Elton John? Oh, it'd be lovely to meet Elton John. Do you want to come round? The phone rings. It's Elton. All right, Chris, I heard you talking about me on your show. Do you want to come round for a cup of tea? How fantastic would that be? Elton John, great respect for that man. So talented. So talented. And you know, the papers always go, you know, if he has a little bit of a fit, you know, a little bit of anger towards people, usually it's because they haven't done the bloody job right. People on stages and places like that, they want something to be done perfectly for the people that come to see them, you see. And when it doesn't, they get a little bit irritated. I do as well. I get really fed up sometimes if something goes wrong. Lateness. I hate lateness. I hate lateness. Hate people who are late. Not customers. Other show type people. In fact, there's one person who was constantly late, and what I'd have to do is bring that particular person on the stage. Okay, so it's down to hello, please welcome, da da da. And if they're late, it just makes you look stupid. So I'm not working with them anymore. I refuse to work with that person anymore. I can't bear lateness. How dare you treat customers like that? How dare you walk in late every single time? Rude. That is not how you treat customers. I don't care how good you are. You know, Rihanna's always late, isn't she? Is it Rihanna? When she does concerts, she's always late. Oh, so I wouldn't go to one. Wouldn't go. Mind you, it's not my cup of tea anyway, so there we are. Okie doke. Claire says, do you know Heritage Naturist Club in Crowthorne? 9 More Ride. I was a member there years ago. No, I don't know where that is. That must be near the Church of the Holy Ghost, is it? That's where I played the organ Sunday. Holy Ghost Church. They got a naturist place there as well. Oh my God, blimey. Oh well, that's it today for the show. Thanks so much, boys and girls. Tonight it's Friday night. Oh, I haven't got a Friday poster there, have I? 1 minute. No, I haven't. What's that one? That's Monday, isn't it? No, that's not it. Oh well. So tonight it's Friday night. I'll be hosting karaoke this evening at Central Station Bar. It's every Friday between 8:30 and 12 midnight. A busy night. So if you want to come tonight, get there nice and early. 8:30 is start time. Either come and sing yourself or come and see some of our wonderful singers and characters that come along. Friday night karaoke. Join us tonight at Central Station from 8:30. Have a lovely day, boys and girls. It's going to be really nice out there, and it's lovely to see you again. Chat again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.